Hello everyone, Michael MUST-HAVE here from Aquascapeodyessy. Today we're going to be talking about the 5 must-haves in your aquascaping, and you're a beginner and you're just starting out. What should you get, or what do you need to get when you're starting out in the hobby? So this is going to cover from what you need for scaping and what you need for maintenance, right? So you just set up a tank, or you're getting ready to set up a tank. What do you need to help you set up the tank? And then what do you need to help you maintain the tank? But enough of me talking, let's get into this right now. Alrighty, so let's start out with number 1. Number 1 is going to be your leveler. So you're going to be seeing, well, I guess these are utensils because we're grouping them all together, okay? But basically, you're going to see in this video as you go through cuts of me going through and maintaining it, but this will also be for you actually going through and creating an aquascape too. First one's going to be a leveler. So this is a group of utensils, and I'll have a link below as well in the description on how you can go through and purchase these. Super affordable, but this is your leveler. It has 2 sides. Basically, as you go through, you can use the smaller one or the larger one. I use this, and you'll be watching in this video. I added some more substrate. You've seen my build videos, and if you haven't, go through and check them out. I use this one all the time. Some people use their hands. You're more than welcome to use your hands. You definitely do not need this as a leveler if you aren't particular with angles like I am. But this is a great tool. It's definitely versatile because you can use it for a lot of other things. One other great thing would be to help putting in some, let's just say, the API root tabs. I use that as well for this, or going through and wafting the area. You can use your hand too, but again, it's up to you to release some of the waste and dermatitis that has been building up from plants as well into the water column. Great tool, but you can get it in a pack, and it comes with things like this, tweezers, which are essential. This is going to be for adding new plants into your tank. And again, plant tip, don't grab in between the roots when you're trying to plant new plants. You want to grab on the outside, because as you insert it and you release, then it's going to allow you to then grab it again, push it back down as a suction. If you go in between the roots and you start to spread it out, your tweezers are going to get stuck, and then you're just having to play a game of cat and mouse then. But also what comes in there as well is scissors. So you can purchase regular scissors, but aquascaping scissors have an angle. It makes it a lot easier to go through and trim things in awkward angles. They also have a wide variety of different sizes of scissors, but this one is the one that I've had since the beginning and highly recommend definitely getting a pair of this. Again, you'll see a pack below. They're super affordable. I want to say around the $15 to $20 range, and then I haven't ever had to buy new ones. And it came with a leveler, it came with tweezers, and it came with scissors. So again, you'll see a link below, but definitely you can see me in this video as I go through and cut stem plants with this. It's a great tool to help replant or trim some of your dead leaves and things of that matter. Another versatile tool too, this one essential, I guess you would say, utensils. The next one's going to be going through and purchasing, this will be from a maintenance perspective, a glass cleaner. So you can purchase ones that aren't razor blades. Those are totally fine, and I have one too that I still haven't opened. This one's from Aquatop, but basically this just has fabric on it, and this is great for just cleaning not stuck algae, however you say it. From the glass, it's great for that. However, there's some very hard stuck rooted algae that builds up on your glass, and you can see it. Maybe you can't. I film with a macro lens for my Instagram channel, and I can still see it. So this will remove it. It is a razor blade specific for going through and cleaning off glass. It does not scratch your glass. And you have to hold it at an angle, and you're going to be seeing a clip of me going through and cleaning my glass from a side view of my 20-gallon tank. And I highly recommend grabbing one of these. This is an essential need for going through and maintaining your tank. I typically clean my glass first before I do anything in my tank. That way I can disturb the algae and then have it filter out with all of the waste that I'm going through and wafting as well. Some people use their hands. I don't like to dunk my whole hand in the tank continuously, so I use the leveler that you can go through and waft as well. Leveler is great for the substrate, but also wafting up that detritus and waste. So that's number 2. Number 3 is going to be going through and purchasing a net. You need this, not just for your inhabitants, but also what you need this for is going through and cleaning anything that you've trimmed off. So anything that you've trimmed, anything that's gone to the surface. One of these, you can even see there's some in here from plants that I did in this video. And you'll see me as I go through and clean up the surface as well, utilizing the net. So I purchased the smaller nets. I don't have large tanks. It's a great tool, very versatile, not just for going through and cleaning out or grabbing some of your inhabitants, but also going through and cleaning the surface. So highly recommend this. One quick tip, if you have inhabitants that love to be at the surface, I have shrimp that go to my floating plants, but also I have clown killifish in my 20-gallon tank. So always recommend, as you're watching this video of me showing you how I do this as well, look at your net before you take it out. Otherwise, you may be taking out some inhabitants that you didn't want to. So, little tip there. So that's number 3. Now, number 4 is going to be a container. So you need this in order to drain out your tank. You can go through and purchase this at your local aquarium store. I have 5 gallons and 2.5 gallons. 2.5 gallons is what I use to top off, and also 5 gallons if I'm remineralizing a lot, but also for removing things from your tank. So if you're going to go through and clean out the substrate or go through and remove water, you can use an empty one to drain your tank as well. So I've purchased this from my local fish store, Kona Reef, but also you can go through and just use a 5-gallon water jug. You can go and use a gallon milk jug that you cleaned out. Please clean it out. Any of those, right? Just to a container to put water in. And then also using it to fill your tank. So you're going to go through and see me filling a tank with it as well. I use the 10-gallon next to it to let gravity assist me versus holding it to fill the tank after I've drained the tank. How did I drain the tank? Using a siphon. So I use an old tube, but I also purchased a $15 one, and you can see the links below as well, that has a little handle on it. It's like a bladder valve, I guess you'd say, or yeah. It creates a reverse suction, so I don't have to use my mouth to siphon. And quick tip, get 2 different tubes. Don't do what I did. I used one only and always. What happened was I used it for cleaning, so you can use it to siphon out not just water, but also if you want to do a surface siphon on your substrate. I did it when I was cleaning out algae and hair algae because I was going through my cycle phase, and then I went and used it to fill up another tank, and algae got in that tank. So have one just for filling your tanks and have another just for cleaning your tanks. So that is tip number 5. You'll also need a tube to fill and remove water from your tank. I'm going to add one bonus one because this is one that I love to share, and it is some type of container. So I purchased this at our local store. We have Target, and that's where I got this. It was $2. And basically what you're able to do with this, I don't know why I put it away. But basically what you're able to do with this is you're able to set plants on them in terms of if you're trimming, you're getting ready to re-add. I have 2 of them. I use one for cleaning my tanks if I'm doing any trimming and they're plants that I don't want to keep anymore. I'll fill that one with this, but I'll also rest. And as you're watching this video, my tools. So I used to just rest them on like a towel and all that stuff. It's great for containing water, but also resting your equipment on as you're going through and doing maintenance on your tank. But if you're scaping and you're starting out a new aquarium, it's great for placing your stem plants that you're going to be planting, or epiphytes or tissue cultures before you put them in the tank so you can get them a little organized. Definitely recommend having a second kind of container, not a water container like a gallon holder, to set and rest your stuff. So that is a bonus tip 6. I know I said 5 must-haves, and there's a lot more, I know, but 5 must-haves, definitely. So let's recap. First and foremost are your utensils. So you're going to need a leveler, you're going to need some tweezers, you're going to need some scissors. That is a 1 pack. Then you're going to also want to go through and purchase a glass cleaner. So it can be one of the material type ones, but I also prefer the razor blade for hard stuck algae. And then a net. Net is a definitely must have in your tank or aquascaping hobby. And then also you're going to need water jugs, right? Even if you're using your tap water or you're going out and getting RODI, filling up water. If you don't have a quick access line to your tap water or RODI water, definitely recommend that. And then a siphon. You'll also need some type of tubing. You can use some old tubing that you've had, or you can go out and purchase the one that I have below as well that has the one siphon on the one end to start the suction essentially. And then again, I hold my water up using other tanks to let gravity do work itself. But yes, so those are my 5 must-haves in the aquascaping hobby. Thank you all for tuning in to this. And also, if you are a longtime listener, appreciate you jumping in and watching this. Throw out that like button. If you're a new listener, please like this if you did, and also subscribe. Truly appreciate every single one of you tuning into this and taking the moment to do that for me. It really helps out the channel. And as always, studio update. So this one is going to be starting to get scaped. I ordered the light. Also, we're going to be having a CO2 video. That may take precedent or not. Put in the comments below. I was new to CO2 about a month ago. So if you do have any questions or you want to see that video sooner than later, put in the comments below. I'll create that first. But also my 12-gallon is going to be going through and scaping. If you haven't checked out the lighting video and you're wondering about lighting, because I didn't talk about any lighting, go through and check that out. I also have a filter video if you have any questions about filters. But as always, truly appreciate every single one of you. And until next time, I'll see you all then.